Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Imperial Diecast, and today I'm going to review this 1/24 scale display I bought from AliExpress for just €20.50 with free shipping from China. Took about 3 weeks to arrive, but man, compared to the 118 Park Garage display I paid around €90 a few years ago, this is far less expensive while being more than half its size. So what we have here is a display that is themed as an auto workshop, featuring a movable and removable hydraulic car lift that is operated from a console, which is at the left corner, and with a shuttered garage door as a backdrop that leads outside. We've got a ventilation duct, 3 battery-operated LED lights, a shelf, which comes with 2 tires, and an openable toolbox, as well as a wall rack, where you can store things like this jerry can. And you also get a sign. All of this, including transparent panels to keep the dust out, for €20. Pretty amazing, right? The downside is everything except for the car lift is made out of plastic, so it feels kinda cheap. Also, you have to assemble everything yourself, because this is how the whole display arrived in its packaging. As you can see, it says Need for Speed for some reason, but up here you've got the manufacturer's name, Ming, and the product name is DIY Repair Base. Assemble, scenario, has lighting, and is meant for diecast cars. So here's the diagram. And it consists of a display console, shelf with 2 tires, a toolbox, this sign here, the hydraulic lift, and then the wall rack with the jerry can. It says 1/24 scale at the top right, although it can also be used for smaller scales like 1/32, but it won't fit 118. Here at the sides, a whole bunch of Chinese lettering, standard choke and hazard warnings. Yeah, can't read any of that. And then here it says Mach Speed Ultimate Sprint Racing for no apparent reason. Same over here. And here it says Repair Speed, because why not? Anyway. And it came with a guide on how to assemble everything. As you can see, it says here Ming Ying, Toys, Creative Products, 1/24 scale, DIY scene. Ideas change life and hands create future. All products are precision machined. There may be some differences between the board drawing and the actual product. During the assembly process of finished products, it is better to use tools to level the position of the accessory feeding point for better results. Whatever that means. It is normal if individual pants fail during transportation. Okay, I get it. They meant parts, but yeah. So here you can see like a diagram of all the stuff that you get. The individual components you have to assemble. This, of course, is the base. This is the back. This, I believe, is the sidewall. Then we have 2 parts for the air duct. We have the support pillar, also made out of 2 parts, and a small additional sort of brace for the wall, or the ceiling, I guess. Then we have these 2 parts that go to, or that are mounted on the sidewall. We have the 3 lights, and then the 2 sides of the cupboard, and then we have the 2 parts of the sign, the 4 shelves of the cupboard, and then the small accessories like the toolbox, the jerry can, the maintenance console, and the 2 tires. So here it tells you the hydraulic lift is made up of 2 pillars and then the 2 support things, 2 screws that are used to bolt the pillars onto the floor, and we will also need a screwdriver. And then of course here are the 3 panels. So as you can see, the instructions are pretty simple. You just snap fit these things together, mount them on the base, assemble the piping, and then over here you attach this part. You add in that support beam or pillar, whatever. Mount the 3 bulbs on these socket joints, kinda. That's the electric cable that provides the power for them. And then here at the back, they tell you exactly how to pull the tab so that the batteries inside will provide power, and how to remove the panel, and how to insert the batteries in that order. And then here are the instructions on how to assemble the car lift and where to put it. And then over here is how to slide in the transparent panels and the top panel. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay. Now assembly was pretty easy. It took me less than half an hour to build the display, and I didn't need any screws or even glue. However, there are small gaps here and there as things don't perfectly align 100%. And here, for example, at this pillar in the corner, I had to leave a small gap, as otherwise the front panel wouldn't slide into the rails that are down here and would get stuck. Another thing that I don't like is the low brightness level of the LED lights. Here at the back panel, you can see that you need 3 button cell batteries for it. And when you flip the switch, the lights go on, but they barely illuminate anything. This is where the manufacturer cheaped out, unfortunately. Which is why I'm using a different light source to film this video, namely my table lamp. And it's convenient because the roof is transparent and covered by a plastic roof panel. The pillars of the car lift are made out of metal, so this feels pretty heavy, and some 118 diorama companies sell only things like the car lift for 20 euros, while here you get an entire diorama display along with it. So I'm pretty happy with the product. Now let's talk capacity. This is a display for 1/24 scale, but can you fit more than a single 1/24 scale car? Yes, you can, if you stack them one atop the other using the hydraulic lift. However, this doesn't work with SUVs, as they are too tall to allow for anything underneath. But you can still raise them a bit to simulate undercarriage repairs and such. And as you can see, you can also position several 1/24 scale figures inside the garage to make it look busy. I also made small improvements. For example, I painted the jerry can, which was completely unpainted gray plastic, in red with a black X-shaped indent. And I also painted the center console with black to simulate shelf spaces and white dials for the various gauges that measure hydraulic pressure and whatnot. There's also a laptop and printer on the top, which I painted in gray and blue, respectively. So there you have it. An entire display case with built-in diorama for the price of a 1/24 scale car. Definitely recommended. You can search for it on AliExpress, and they might even sell it on eBay. Take care, have a wonderful day. This is Imperial Diecast, signing out.